Hey, welcome back to Vault Dwellers. Another episode of Fallout Review, called episode 6. This episode was actually really interesting. It was more of a slower paced episode, so don't expect to see a lot of highlights here. I mean, it did what it had to do, had to service the characters to move out along. As we all know, talk about storytelling. Hit the peak, come down, land. Episode 5 was definitely where we peaked. Episode 6, a lot of time to do a lot of, know it, mod. And that's where I think we're going to start off.
First. And you know what? That worked out for them. And for us.
So, I feel like I should be part of the story. That's what's happening inside the vault.
Okay, we're
So,
back talking about this vault, and this story doesn't really
32,
actually make me
I want
want to talk about it. If I can be
I see
completely
the
honest with you, but I
right,
know
but
I
you know
have
what
to because it's happening in the show. So I'm trying to
characters
keep this brief,
incest
short,
community
and sweet.
has
There's
basically been
this
taken apart.
power struggle between the
Running rush
one
shot,
side of the vault
so cool.
and the other side of the vault, but there's
And
also the
summer
inner
scene.
workings of the complications of the
Betty's had enough.
And our main primary vault where Lucy is
She
from,
comes to guard and she goes to
you
approach him.
see the descendants of the
basically
first
states to
people of the
like,
vault,
"You're
the
not gonna take away our provision.
cousin lovers.
Our families
are
first one.
all now completely taking
They came in
over
first.
most of the rations in
And
the
they
vault, and they're becoming
did what they did, and they
problematic.
breeded how they
And
breeded.
it's not good for the group.
Sure,
So Betty gets
technically,
together her
characters are
security unit and
funny
they try to
stuff than
go
Betty.
and talk to them, but for some
She's
reason
literally
they
one of the people that like
completely
got this
overwhelm
ball
Betty.
going.
Like she has the force,
So all
but
she
he
knows
has
all
the
their
people.
parents.
And now Betty
Honestly,
doesn't want to be like, "Arr,"
and she's like trying to
but
keep.
she should, but she
She's trying to
isn't.
use force at the same
So
time, and it's not working.
basically
Like
makes
they don't
her
care.
feel
They don't care
super
anything she has to say, and it's
Then you go
really
to the
going
other side
downhill
of the vault, and
fast.
cousin
Go to the other
Clem,
side of the
I
vault.
believe that's his name.
There,
The tall guy that used to work the doors. He's real fun. We like his character.
No,
He's with
Patches,
Patches.
as
You
I like to
remember
call
her?
her. She's
So,
now
he's
saying
with
she's about to
Patches,
get married to Chad.
and she
Everybody's
is
like, "What the
now,
heck?" And then the
without
guy
his
who
permission,
reported
told
to
everybody
her
to get married.
about the weirdness she
Can
was
you imagine
doing.
that? Can you
Missing.
imagine that? Like someone that you were
Loved
forced to date
everyone's like,
because you're
"Where's he
terrified
at?"
of her and she got
And
the
everyone's
power.
just
And now she's telling
Chandler
everybody you're getting
his marriage. She's
married.
like, "What are you talking
You
about?
don't even know it.
Oh yeah,
You've
fucking
been raising
fiance." So like
her
his life
baby
is going
because you're
downhill
scared of her.
fast.
That's so crazy.
Like, oof,
It's like a situation where he has no free will
fast.
in this, and
He's
he's
not
a
doing
good
great.
guy. And I
That's
don't
all I
know
really got to
what
say
they're
about
going
the
with
vault.
this
I
story.
don't
I think he's going to
necessarily
revolt. I'm
think
not
the
really
vault is
sure
as interesting
because the person
as
that was came to her and
her
joined them
brothers
and
left.
saw her do suspicious stuff
The wrap up of what's going on.
is missing.
Oh,
And
it was
everybody
tear
loves this
apart.
guy. Everybody's talking about where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? He's completely missing. So it's
so
starting to get somewhat interesting, but I'm still not big on the vault, if I'm honest.
crazy. Barb Howard.
Placeable part in this machine.
I'm sorry, who are you?
First, we've been on the roller coaster trying to figure out what is Barb Howard positioning on, what is like what's actually happening, and it's really come down. Seems like she was the mastermind. Now we get to actually see goes from before Vegas, her perspective, after, during the Vegas incident. So, as we know, Howard, went off super came back and said, "Oh," he tells her, basically says, "Are you a monster? Got married? I like, what are you talking about? It's worse than me. They're worse people, or worse." Families.
When the skies turn red
But he's like,
and sirens cry, we found each other in the world's last light.
her in her life involved that, and like doing all these meetings with her, and take a miss house and toss her to and he's like, "We're changing this fine code." No, that's not. No one told you this. Like, I'm getting code. So she's not into the whole confusion thing. Like, they made it seem like she was house, but because this version of Barb we meet, you were extremely worried about what's going on. stuff is happening. That's her like telling about the way Kari did. I don't know. So she's like has empathy.
Underneath the cracked stars, we'll build something new.
Her office.
Darling, hold me close. Let's forget
Other with the
the
toxic
fear, even in this wasteland with you.
Basically, straight up tell
I'm near.
you don't do what we tell you to do, your family will die. I don't want to be the one telling you this. I don't tell you this. I will die. This is just how it goes. What we're doing, how everything. We're gonna tell everybody this about this to settle the wars and the bombs. Like that's why Barb does what she conference talking to all the most powerful people. Because the Enclave, literally the government, and like it's really coming down to the Enclave is low key destroyed the world to rule the world. The United States government the world to get destroyed so they left. That's what is looking like the overarching story of Fallout is. Basically, but they explain it.
It's so much in her story that is so interesting. Like you come to find out that like last episode we realized she was working with the FEV, and maybe she wasn't working with the FEV. Maybe that's something she was trying to uncover. Maybe she was secretly trying to uncover. Maybe she was secretly trying to uncover like all these different things that was happening, and that's why the Enclave was able to, get her and get close to her and be like, do what we tell you to do if you know what's good for you, kind of situation. Because Howard gets Hank drunk, brings him back to the hotel, gets the suitcase open, sees that there is no cold fusion there, just like a distraction. She comes in, she doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything. She's like looks around, locks the door, takes it. She takes the thing, and then she decides to like extract. She's like extracts the cold fusion from Hank's neck, which we've seen in season 1. That's like the Enclave's thing. So the Enclave literally crossover. The Enclave is the big bad, and I love this because up to this point, it's still kind of, if she was such a monster, how did Hank have his daughter when the bombs dropped? It always bothered me a little bit. Come to find out, now Barb's not necessarily a monster. But thinking about monsters, let's talk about Lucy and
You should use these handcuffs.
Lucy and Hank. Well, not really. And she goes out into the hallway. She immediately sees 2 Legionnaires, and she grabs a fire extinguisher. She's ready to get to war because it's 2 Legionnaires. They just kidnapped her. They put her on the stake. She already know. They ain't no good. And they're like, "Oh, how are you doing? How are you doing?" She's completely confused, and rightfully so. We all are at this point, because it's like, what's actually happening here? So she goes out and she sees all these people working and having a good time and being nice to each other and very polite. She's like, what is happening? And then she goes into the little simulation room where it's like the music is playing. It looks like a scene in a vault, and that's when Hank shows up. He's just like, hey, what are you doing, sugar bomb? Just all nice and kind of, he's seen his daughter for the first time. Sits down, tries to talk to her about a book, and she's like, no, according to vault law, you must face justice at the tribunal. And he's like, okay, sure. That's what you want to do. And here's some handcuffs. Handcuff me properly. And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, handcuff me properly. I understand. Look, what I did at Shady Springs was probably a bit too far. And I'm doing great work. If you want to see my great work, she's like, no, I'm not feeling that. Please, you just want to see my great work. And you'll see we're making this whole place a better place. So she leads him out. And no wacko doctor shows up. He has the NCR soldier and a Legionnaire. And they're looking at each other, all like suspenseful. And the Legionnaire's like, I'm ready to kill this guy. The NCR soldier got him super taped up. And he's like, what are we supposed to do? You want us, we got 2 adult males here, boss. What do you want to do? He's like, well, my daughter, she's going to take me back. She doesn't think this is great. So what do you want to do, honey? She's like, nothing, nothing. Free them, free them. He's like, okay, if that's what you want. And the Legionnaire gets up and starts nailing Nancy Argyle. Like, he breaks free and just starts going crazy. And everybody's docile. No one wants to fight. No one wants to do drama. And everybody's just watching this unfolds. Nancy tries to get to Lucy, tries to get to fall. And it just goes bad. Like, she's not this dude is a beast. He's not stopping at nothing. And then she's like, Hank's like, just press the red button. Just press the button. She presses the button and like, boom. They're all like, hey, are you okay? You need some help? Let me help you, buddy. Whoa. And it's so crazy to see the transformation just so happen so fast. And because that's kind of just how it is. Like, everything is really calm and peaceful with this mind control that Hank pulled together. But at the same time, it's like they don't have their free will whatsoever. They have no free will. But a lot of these people are like murderers and stuff like that. And he turned them over to be like decent people or whatever. So she's like, we gotta get out of here. It's like, okay, let's go to the vault. And then we leave off, assuming that they're making their way back to the vault. Back to my boys. We're now with Maxis and Theodore. And they made it free. They're just like thinking about what to do next. They're walking around, talking. And Theodore's like, so we're gonna sell it, right? It's like, no, we're not gonna sell it. She's like, no, we're gonna do it. We're gonna give it to the right person. It's like, like, I've been in a wasteland for a long time. I've seen everything, but I haven't seen a good person. And he was like, well, I met a good person, the girl from the vault. He's like, yeah, I'm probably a good person too, but I was raised in a vault with free food and stuff. And he was like, well, I guess I'm the lucky one. Max was saying this. She's like, I guess I'm the lucky one. He's like, why? He's like, because I remember good people. Because remember, he's from Shady Springs. She's like, I remember good people. And they do exist. So he's determined to get that to the right person, get that code fusion to the right person, so it doesn't fall in the hand of any of these evil organizations, and it's a lot of them. So he's got his hands full. And then we see Dogmeat. Dogmeat comes in with a hat in his mouth. Now, I'm doing this out of sequence from how it happens in the show, just because I feel like this is the correct order that it should be told. I know they put it in the show, but I think this leads up even better. So, we go back to the ghoul, who has been having flashbacks of the previous life of Barb. We were discussing everything with that. But now we're getting to the ghoul side. And he is ghouling out, and he's like, oh, my name's Todd Howard. I have a daughter. She's alive. I have a wife. Like, he's like trying to convince himself not to ghoul, not to go Pharaoh. And in the process of not going Pharaoh, he's like climbing himself heroically up this pole, trying to pull his body out because he's a ghoul. So the more blood he loses, the more he needs to replenish it, and he's turning Pharaoh. And as he gets to the top, he falls right back down. And it looks helpless. It looks it's pretty much over for this guy. And then you hear, boing! Plank gets chopped in half. Big one's like, ugh. So you see him now transition to a scene where he's being rolled into a church, and you see the meat. You see the meat bags. Anybody who's a fan of Fallout, you already know who this is. Ega is a super mutant. Who? It's a good question, but it's a super mutant. So they bring him in. He's like, uranium. This'll heal you. This'll hurt them, but it'll heal you. So he sticks uranium directly in him. So that's why we see so many irradiated ghouls, because it's like it heals their body. It completely healed them up. But also, it's also interesting because then he's on Pharaoh from the healing. So then, why are the radiated ghouls in the game glowing ghouls Pharaoh? Or glowing ghouls not Pharaoh? Are they just controlling Pharaoh ghouls? Good question. But basically, he irradiates. He's getting healed, and that's when the mask comes off, and we get to see this big beastie mutant. And he's just like, tell him about, the war. Everybody's trying to hunt them to extinction. They think they're dead, and FEV. And because the real problem is like why abominations exist in the first place, and that's because of the Enclave. He's like, there's a war coming, and you're gonna need France. And he's like, well, I'm just trying to save my wife, and I'm about to try to save my wife, and I'm just trying to get my daughter out the vault. I ain't this. I don't want to do this fire. He's like, well, if you do that, you're gonna need friends. But if you're not with us, you're against us. Bah! Knocked him out. End of the episode. Dumped him off somewhere, only to be found by Maximus, Theodore, and the dog. And that is where we left off of episode 6. And oh man, so Maximus and the ghouls.
But if you won't join our kind, then you can't know where we live.
I think it's finally about to merge with Lucy, and we're about to have a real thing brewing. If the Enclave, which not if the Enclave, we know the Enclave is always active in the Wasteland, but now this makes them seem even more interesting because it's like the pre-war Enclave is still the modern day Enclave, which is, how is that even possible? What is happening? Are they Sims? Is it institution an offset of the Enclave? I don't know. This builds the lore so well. There is a Fallout Shelter TV show they're gonna do. I'm gonna sign up for, I guess, and I'm gonna try to live in a Fallout shelter. And it's a fun little show on Amazon. I'm gonna sign up for it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so this is everything so far. It's I like the show. I think this episode was pretty good. It was an action-packed episode 5, and I think you kind of need a palate cleanse when you come off an episode like that to build the tension for the last arc. So if you're enjoying this, you know what to do. Don't forget to follow the channel, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time, Vault Dwellers.